Welcome to Season 3 of Trap Talk.
Brought to you by Craigoff, the choice of champions.
All right, folks, we got to take a quick second and give a huge shout out to our title sponsor, Craigoff. Me and Ricky both shoot them. We both love them.
Yep, best gun in the industry. I shoot them, I sell them. Nothing better, folks. Get yourself a Craigoff, your scores will increase.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds with his. I mean, I've got a few hundreds, but I'm always working to get a little bit better, and they definitely help me, that's for sure. So on top of that, we also got to thank Winning. I'm wearing the shirt today. Love this shirt. If you're down at the Grand, pick one up.
Yeah, Winning, like I said, Zach, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds with my Winning stock. You know, get a hold of Bobby, Luke, Bill, get an appointment set up. They will make you a better shooter with that Winning stock.
Of course, yeah, the Grand's the great place to do it. Give them a call, get on their book. It's worth your time.
Just remember, winners shoot winnings.
With that being said,
Let's get back to the show.
Welcome back, Trap Talk listeners. I'm your host, and this is another episode of Trap Talk from the back fence. We are live at the Building 106 at the 2025 Grand American. We are wrapping up. Just got done with the doubles championship and the preliminary handicap. And tomorrow is the Grand American Handicap.
Biggest one of them all.
Biggest handicap in the country. We're excited for it. Weather's supposed to be good tomorrow. Maybe just a touch, a little bit of a wind. But other than that, I think it's going to be...
Hope it blows 30.
Yeah, some people... I mean, people from other states that have the wind blowing, like Tim Reed, they don't mind wind, right? I mean, you like that. That's a good thing, right?
No.
So Ricky, we have... our guest, Tim Reed, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
2025 Hall of Fame inductee. That's why we brought Tim on the show. Also talk about his shooting accolades.
Much deserved. Congratulations on that.
Congratulations.
You're very, very well deserving of that. And Ricky, would you mind introducing him since you've known him
I've known
for
Tim
a very long time?
A long time from Bass, South Dakota. How many times have you been on the All-American team?
Don't know.
Don't know. See, that's the thing with Tim. We tried to ask some stuff, didn't know. Multiple
What's your
times.
guess? Is it 15, 20 times? I mean, it's got to be.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Somewhere around there. He's been on the state team that many times. Now, how many hundreds do you have from the 27?
12.
So you're 4 times as many as Zach. Good job.
Wow.
How many hundreds in doubles?
I don't know.
Don't know. They didn't ask when you for the Hall of Fame stuff?
They didn't do
That's the
anything.
only reason I found out all my stuff is when I was inducted to the Hall of Fame. We found out that stuff, and
Well, it was
that
kind of funny because when they started doing that stuff, I kind of went looking back at some of my history and stuff, and it's like, then I counted I had 12 in the handicap, and then I think it was like 20, 22 hundreds in the doubles, maybe more than that.
Okay.
I can't tell.
Singles would have been a lot more, though, because you were
yeah.
always digging
he's
those
a
terms.
singles specialist.
You were a singles
I
machine.
used to be. Yeah.
How many of those do you think? You have any idea? I mean, rough ballpark?
60,
60.
200s.
200s.
I mean, that's pretty salty.
Yeah.
So 12 Grand Slams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of people that have more than
He's got
one.
a grand. He's got how many hundreds you had at the Grand? 2?
2.
Yeah, so
Okay.
two Grand
Two
Slams.
Grand Slams.
Been on. Now we've learned he's been on three 500 squads.
5x. Now that's with the same squad too,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And 3 different Grands though.
Yep. Doug Jarabic.
Yep.
And Jerry Mitchell.
Yep.
And Jack Curry.
Yep.
Dean Newman and me.
And Doug and Jerry, I shot with both of them over the years,
Yeah.
years ago and stuff.
Yep.
Great guys.
Yep.
Great guys.
It's kind of funny because we were joking around, and Jerry, he was always poking everybody with a stick, and
Oh, yeah.
But when it went to the line, lights went off. It was all serious, and it was kind of fun playing third base for him because that's back when I could shoot singles.
Well, you could still shoot singles. Maybe not as consistent every day, but I've seen you pop them. You go out and still pop them and put scores up. It's just a matter
been a
of
long time. I think it's been 4 years since I broke a 200.
Has it really?
But
Yeah.
you just always, like, I remember when I was in the junior category, I mean, you were on the top of the leaderboard almost every single day, and especially like in Vernal when we used to go out there for the basin shoot. I mean, you were popping, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 100s in handicap pretty regularly at that shoot.
That was a good shoot. I liked that.
Vernal. How many hundreds do you have in Vernal?
I don't know. 4.
I'd say I know you broke multiple hundreds. I know at one shoot you broke 3 or 4 99s in a row.
4. I missed the first target out
Yep.
and had a 99.
Yeah.
I missed the last target out, had a 99 that week also. So I kind of covered the bases.
I've not missed the last target out at Vernal. I did
Yeah.
do it here this last week.
Yeah.
And I did do it in Nebraska but I did miss the first target out at Vernal one time. I think it might have been one of the handicap. I think, yeah, it was. One of the handicaps, you had a 9 because we
Yeah.
tied. And then the next day, I think you missed on the first box. I broke like 97, but I ran the first box.
Yeah, and when you had your 400,
Yeah.
it was kind of neat because I was looking over at you and you were looking back
Oh,
at me.
yeah.
And it was like, I think I had a pretty good score too, but wasn't close because you could just tell you guys were on point. And
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably had a 396 or a 397, and then they had 400s, right? I mean, it's
Yeah, well,
and Welton had a 390.
Well, Tim, I remember Tim. I know that the overall that week because I actually just looked at it yesterday. A guy asked me about that deal with it all around the overall. I had a 991. Stu Walton had a 990, and Tim had a 989.
yeah,
one
that was-
one
yeah.
target each then.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
and
that's
Matt
just
Bartholow had 399 and Stu had 398 in the all around.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you just
And
gotta,
that,
you
but
just got to
you know,
shoot better.
Vernal. Well, that's what Matt told Stu. Yeah, it was kind of funny. I mean, Stu was complaining about breaking 398.
398,
Matt
I don't
just
even
goes,
get a trophy.
Yeah, Matt goes, no, he got a trophy, but Matt goes, well, guess you shot better. And it was just so like Matt, just hey, nothing negative, just hey, you know. But
Well, hey, he broke a 399 and he got beat by your 400. So
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, no room to talk.
that,
you know what
that
I
is
mean?
true.
It's just
That is true.
It's just
Now,
how it is.
So Tim, how long you been shooting?
I started in '87.
So you've been shooting 38 years then.
Yeah, you know, when I first started out, I had 1100
Yeah.
from Walmart, and started shooting that, just out of league kind of, and then a neighbor of mine, Todd Hansen,
Oh yeah.
we started shooting league together, and we competed all of our life, you know, and that's just kind of what we did. And then we started shooting registered shoots, and next thing you know, we're going to these, and Freddie's involved, and
Nagel.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a pretty good shot.
yeah, he can turn on the heat. Trust me.
South Dakota's had some very, very good shooters.
Oh my God, some of the
And-
greatest of all time.
It seemed like, when we first started out, Swede and I and Freddie, we were pretty salty, and then the Bartholos kind of picked up, and
Yep.
Freddie and I kind of had our way with them for a while, and then Fred said, well, I think we created a monster. And we kind of did.
Yeah.
Because they got tired of that, and boy, they come to the game, and it was...
Well, you've had, I mean, look at Freddie's son, Chris. I mean, Chris can shoot.
yeah.
Nathan Hofer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tanner Becker.
Yeah.
A really good shot.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of them for, the amount of people we have in the state. There's some real talented shooters, and just, like Nathan, he just don't shoot enough.
No.
I mean, that's just the problem.
He's too busy fishing.
Well, yeah, and so is Chris.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's what they do, and that's what they love to do. So someday maybe that'll change,
So,
and they'll come back.
You shot leagues, going back to that, you shot leagues, with Swede and,
Yeah.
and stuff. And did you shoot with Freddie, too, on some leagues?
No.
Because I say you
He
guys
was
lived,
yeah.
Freddie's always out of Mitchell, and
He's
you're out
in-
of Aberdeen,
yeah.
or Bath, which is just outside
Yeah,
Aberdeen.
we can just
but-
kind of started, and it's kind of funny because we went. I had that 1100, and you just about had to have two of them
Yeah.
to shoot because we
Right
never
down.
shot with eye protection or ear protection, and you shot doubles. Your eyes were always burning because you took all the powder,
Ugh.
and
Gas guns.
it was
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
pretty brutal. And my son was supposed to take the Kiner clinic.
Okay.
They came to Aberdeen. Well, he backed out of it, and I'd already paid for it, so I went and took it. And went out. I think I broke all 50 singles. I think I broke all but one of the handicap, and I run all the doubles with my 1100. And Phil's like, "What did you take my clinic for?"
Yeah.
And I said,
Why are
well,
you
I want
here?"
to figure out how to break that last target.
Help me out, Phil.
Eluded that one
And
target.
we put a bunch of moleskin on her and got her up to where, it was. And then eventually I went to Tom Larkin
Okay.
and put a adjustable comb on
The
it.
stock shop.
Yeah.
I shot with Tom. I actually
Yeah.
think Tom might have been on my squad when I made the 27-yard line.
Mm. And then I bought a Beretta after that.
Okay.
And that's what Leo shot.
Yeah.
And I was hanging around Dean Bright. They shot Berettas, and so did Freddie. So I shot a Beretta for a while.
A DT?
682.
682.
Goldie.
DTs weren't out yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
When he's talking about, you weren't born yet.
Yeah, way longer. yeah, this was like pre-91. I wasn't available.
and then I went to my MX-10. It was actually Phil Kiner's backup gun. And when he got the Krieghoff, I bought it from him, and I think it was a Phil Bronkhorst from Sioux City, Iowa. And he must have been a pretty stocky little guy because the the stock was about this long.
Oh, Lord.
And so that's why I went to Winnig. I said, fix me up. And they did. And you can look in the book and you can see exactly the year I put the Winnig stock on. I mean, things jumped.
Jumped up.
Yeah.
How much did they jump for you?
Probably a half a target in the singles, a full target in the doubles, and probably 3.5 in the handicap.
Wow.
Which is huge.
On average.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And that was the first year, and then it went up from there. I mean,
So there was a lot that you just said that I don't want to bypass. When you started the 1100, you had the comb, and that was your first jump up when you had the adjustability to get it shoot a little higher. Because I'm assuming that you didn't have a barrel bent or any kind of high rib. It was just a flat rib 1100 trap
Right out of Walmart.
with a comb.
Yeah.
So you were doing the best you could with that. And then the Berettas took you to the next level, started shooting and banging some stuff. And then with the DT, with the Perazzi MX-10, the gun you're still currently shooting, correct?
Yep.
So that gun shot it well, but the custom stock really got you to the point where now you were shooting where you were looking. Was that the major shift, or was there some other things that were happening because of that?
I started out, I was kind of a singles shooter, but there was no money in the singles. And then once I found out how to shoot handicap, it all kind of clicked then. I mean, we went to, it was in the fall handicap in Vernal, and we were on Jerry Parr squad.
Yep.
And he was kind of going out with Jennifer at that time, and Petey found out. So we shot about 8:30 that night into that Black Hill.
Yep.
And it was, Jimmy Heller said, let's see a target, and I never seen it come out of the house. And I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be long. And, you see the target, you made the move, pull the trigger. Girl didn't say lost. So you did it again. I run that house. Ended up with a 96.
Okay.
And it's like, well, if you can break a 96 at night, why don't you just do that in the daytime? Because if your eyes see where the target goes, the gun's going to follow it. You can't help it. And what I try to teach people that ask me, when you have a gun that fits you, you pull it up. It's kind of like an Apache helicopter. The gun is underneath the helicopter, and you put a helmet on, and you have sights. And wherever them eyes go is where that barrel is going to go. And when that happens, if you see the target right, it's going to break. That's kind of what went on in the handicap. And once I learned that.
Hey, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a real quick break, and we got to thank Ron Prescott from Mid-State Precious Metals for everything they do for the trap shooting community, coast to coast, for all your gold and silver buying needs. And on top of that, new announcement, they're a sponsor of the 126th Grand American.
Finally, he said it right, folks. Grand American. Yeah, Ron is a great guy. He's a sponsor of the Back Fence Shootout at Nevada State Shoot and Ohio State Shoot. And also, we got our gold for our Trap Talk event at Nevada State Shoot. And the 77th annual Nevada State Shoot, they bought all theirs from him. 680 ounces of silver to be exact, folks. You're missing out if you're not there.
That's a lot of silver, and honestly, if you're not buying from Ron, you're probably overpaying. So whether you're buying it for your gun clubs or your shoots or for your personal use, you got to give them a try because they're big supporters of the Trap Shooting Nation. So it's awesome. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
So before that, I mean, you said you were a single specialist, a single shooter. You're probably a little bit more deliberate, a little bit more off the gun, aiming and precisely putting shots in place. And you were doing the same thing in handicap. It wasn't working. You weren't breaking the big scores. And then you got to the point where you started trusting your eyes and just seeing and reacting and having a gun that fits you where it was shooting where you were looking.
We were shooting in Vandalia, and David Riddle come up to me, and he said, "What's going on, Tim?" And I said, "I just can't break these handicap targets." He said, "Well, I'll tell you what, you just shoot them as fast as you possibly can." And I did. And I broke a 25. And Dave still talks about it to this day.
Yeah.
You know, and he was absolutely right on, you know.
You need to shoot offensively, not defensively in handicap. And that's one of the biggest things.
You almost have to be out of control.
Yeah.
Right on
The edge.
the edge.
Yep.
I mean, and singles is all deliberate. I watched Bob Munson forever. Just, you know, the pull.
Bang.
Bang. And that's what I did. And now I call quicker simply because I don't like all the slow pulls or when it comes out in,
the delay.
In the middle, you know.
Yeah.
So I try to make it quicker and just try to make things a little easier. But
So shifting from the singles to handicap the doubles, when you were shooting the best, did you shoot the singles more methodically and deliberately, or did you say, this is how I shoot handicap now, so I'm going to take that and shoot all 3 games that way?
3 different games.
3 different games.
Yep.
So you have 3 different moves, 3 different speeds, 3 different abilities. You kind of trained yourself. Okay, I'm shooting singles now, this is the way I do it.
Yep.
I'm shooting handicap now, this is the way I do it. Shooting
Yep.
doubles now, this is the way I do it.
You're right on.
But your doubles, going to that, now, do you spot shoot the first target?
Yep, I do.
See? And I know you do shoot quick in doubles, which sometimes in shoot-offs or low light can hurt you when you're doing stuff like that, versus kind of, you know, and my squad mate Jason Krause does the same thing, spot shooting that first target. Sometimes it ain't there, that's a missed target. So
It seems like I used to be a pull. Now I'm a release pull.
okay,
And
so
there
age
is
has got you a little bit.
absolutely. Not
As
a
it
little
gets
bit, a whole bunch.
As it gets everyone.
Absolutely.
And I was having problems when I'd moved to post 1 because my right eye would be covered up with my gun barrel.
Okay.
My left eye would see it, so it wasn't a flinch, but
Visual
it was
flinch.
a visual.
Visual.
Yep. And so I held my gun a little lower, and that wasn't working. And now that I'm shooting release pull, there is absolutely no trigger control. You say pull, that gun goes off. I mean, so you gotta kind of hold it pretty
You
close. to the
really
spot
gotta
where
you
you're at.
gotta hold it. You're holding it pretty tight when you shoot that
No,
release.
not really, but where I used to shoot pull, you could chase one a little bit or
Yeah.
make a move. I've just started this spring. at Vernal.
Going to the release pull.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just now starting to get it because I was shooting it too fast. Now the last 2 days, I slowed up a little bit, give my eyes a chance to see the target, and then let it go. And
Yeah.
and the last 2 days worked out pretty good, so I can handle them scores.
So you had some visual flinches later in your career, and then decided, okay, I'm going to make the jump and do the release. And now are you happy that you made that move?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Now,
so
are
it's a
you shooting
benefit.
the release in singles and handicap too?
No, still shooting pole.
Okay, so Tim is a little messed up, which we all knew that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So
I've known Tim a
pull
long
in singles
time.
and handicap,
Yeah.
and only the release
Release
in
in the
doubles.
And
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
You
But I like it.
It only happened on post 1. Now, a couple years ago,
Okay.
we shot the Grand, and I run the first 50. I run the first 10 on post 5. I go to post 1. I go dead lost dead, lost pair. Move to the next post, run them out.
10
for 94. And it's
That's
like,
a salty way to break a 94.
Real salty.
Real salty, but
but that's what had it.
let's back up and dissect this part of the, shooting a pole for singles and a pole for handicap, and then the release pole.
All right, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a real quick break, and I've got something that I'm so excited to announce. Trap Shooting USA has now become the official magazine of the Trap Talk podcast.
No, it's not only Trap Shooting USA now. It's Wing and Clay Life, Lady Outdoor Lifestyles, and Clay Shooting USA.
I'm just really excited because they make such a high-quality magazine. I mean, if you guys haven't had these magazines and you actually get to touch them in your hands, they've got really thick paper, they're really glossy, and they keep it really cool. I mean, I just love it.
The Traveling Gunsmith, and then in this newest episode, we have...
Oh man, look at those handsome guys. I love this. I love it. Hey, Trop Talk listeners, let's take a quick second to thank a couple more amazing sponsors. SOS Clay's Shoot Management. They're doing a fantastic job. I love the app. I love being able to see everything on my phone instantaneously. It's freaking awesome. Rick, what do you think?
Yeah, Greg Pink and his group over there. I mean, they've got majority of the satellite grands, majority of the state shoots. I think it's 40 plus state shoots they're doing. But the app, honestly, we were doing a little beta testing with that at the Spring Grand. It's awesome. You can see your squad if they paid. You know, you can see your options, your payouts. The whole works at your fingertips. Great deal. They're just
Ricky
killing
knew how
it
much
over
money he made before he even got off the line. He was like, hey, I'm buying lunch. I'm like, yeah, good job. We're good to go.
there. That's
We
right.
also got gun and trophy insurance. I mean, they're the best in the business. I know they're great price. Ricky, you're familiar with them, right?
Yeah, Cole and Larry Cushman been long-time supporters of myself, and I've been a supporter of them, and, you know, especially with my college team. You know, we require insurance. It's so fast and easy to sign up and get your insurance in literally 10 minutes. You can have your guns insured, and they're just great. They're great to deal with. Like I said, you can do your trophies also, you know, your wildlife animals and that such, and your guns. It's just a great
It's
product.
always good when you're
Great
traveling
product.
around to have that peace of mind and know that you don't have to worry about losing your stuff forever. And these are expensive things, especially when you got those Craig-offs. You got to keep them insured. So, all right, Trap Talk listeners, let's take a couple seconds and thank a couple more sponsors. First of all, Remington's been with us since day one. I've been shooting these shells since 2007. I shoot the Nitro 27 from the 27-yard line, ounce and eighth, 7.5, and STS ounce and eighth, eighths for singles and doubles. They've worked great for me, as they do a lot of top shooters all around the country. Give them a try. Don't forget the gun club line when you're practicing and you're wanting to save a little bit of money.
We'd also like to thank another sponsor, Outlaw Engineering. Randy Freston, R2. I've known Randy since 1988. They do engineering, surveying, drafting, GIS, civil, structural, land development, wetland permitting. They do
And
it
they're
all.
friends of trap
You know?
shooters. I mean, they're a trap shooting family. They've been in the
Right.
ATA forever. His dad's been involved. They're involved. They're a beautiful family. They're great people. And we just love that they listen to
Yep.
the show, and we love that they support Trap Talk.
Yeah, his dad was past president in 1989. So I really want to thank those guys for the support. I really appreciate it here at Trap
With
Talk.
that being said,
Let's get back to the show.
So, what do you do mentally? And we're asking you this because I know if I ask your wife, she'll tell me the straight answer. But what are you doing though when you go to shoot singles? Do you like have to say, okay, I got to pull the trigger, or handicap, or is it just
It's automatic.
It's because you got the single barrel on. It's that way.
That's right.
Okay.
And I never had a problem with
Problem
it.
with it. Okay.
And it's kind of funny this week. Went out Saturday singles.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm bored. I'm around the camper. You know, I had to put a little oil and grease on the gun and
Yep.
oiled up the trigger a little bit. Go out in the singles, miss the first two out for a 98. Trigger was a little quick.
Trigger was a little quick because you
Little-
oiled her up.
Oiled her up a
You shouldn't have
little
put any oil on.
So my advice is don't fix what's not broke.
Don't mess with your guns in between hundreds.
And the second 100, I went out, and the inch of the sight fell off the front of the Perazzi on the first box.
Oh.
And I picked it up, put it in my pocket. I found it. And then I shot the last 75 without a sight on the end of the barrel.
no bead.
No bead.
There is a lot of blue sky out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to tell you. You pull that up, and it's like, there it is. So you just pull your eyes up, call
I
for
don't
the
know.
target, and move the gun.
I don't know if I could do that because I use the bead.
I didn't think I could either.
I know, like when we get in dark shadows or trees over, and such,
Yeah.
kind of covers up the bead. Sometimes is what I got to do. I really got to almost as like laser focus out and at the trap house. And then what I do is I just tell myself, just see it, and I'll
Don't-
see the target. And
You don't
so
even want to
think.
try it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I ran them out.
Well, it worked.
So did you fix it, or are you shooting it that way?
Yeah, I got a little JB weld on her right now.
Little JB welding some duct tape, folks.
So, go ahead.
My gun is the old MX-10, so it has a steel rib.
Steel rib. Yep.
And I got one. Ray traded one in, and I shot aluminum for a while, and it was just so much weight difference between the steel and the aluminum. And Ray traded me on a gun, so I got the steel rib. So I had Pat Labe fix my old one, so I had a spare.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty much JB welded up right now and getting me by.
Getting you by for the
Yeah.
grand. We got 100 targets left. Grand American
Yeah.
Handicap.
I think
tomorrow.
you'll be fine.
I think you'll get through it.
I hope so.
So, I mean, I really appreciate you going into the detail through your career. I guess when you were coming up, was there a lot of practicing and training that you were doing and trying to get good, or was it just you went out and shot? I mean, what were your routines to tell people that are started in the sport that were where you were when you started? Like, what were the things you were doing that made you into the Hall of Fame shooter that you are?
You know, just trying to be running around Dean Bright and Freddie. And, you know, Dean told me years ago you need to shoot the best ammunition that's out there. Because targets cost you, and all the years I've ever shot federal shells, I've never had a shell that costed me a target, and I've shot a few. And, you know, doing that and chasing the All-American points, and, you know, I dropped one, but I can still get a 99. I can get some points out of it. So
yep.
you trained yourself to
Committed.
Stay. Yep.
It's a different game now than what it was back in the day.
And everything that you learn, and you know, different hold points on the houses, and you start paying attention to. And now I got to write everything down because I can't remember everything. But you know, and back when Rick and I shot off for that ring in the doubles, even then, you know, I lost, but I learned because Harlan was on fire.
Yeah, that was the
he
year.
was expected to win.
Oh,
that.
absolutely. That was
And
2008.
We're just kind of putting our time in, and all of a sudden, Harlan dropped one, and it changed. My mindset changed. Oh my God, this is between me and Rick. I can beat Rick.
He thought.
Well, that's a different mindset, though. But
And it changed the whole thing. If I'd have stayed in my game and did my deal, I'd probably been fine.
Well, and we talk about this, Tim, a lot, and it's for the people out there is when you're in a shoot-off, folks, you're not shooting against – I'm not shooting against you. I'm shooting against myself.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the only sports we go out in an event and you shoot 100 targets, the best score's 100.
Yeah.
It's not 101 or
Yeah.
someone can't get 105. So a shoot-off in doubles, we shoot 2 per post, it's 20. So I always state it, and I've told Zach this when he was younger, and when I helped him, I'm like, listen, you get a shoot-off, you go out there and break your 20, you're going to place in the shoot-off.
Yeah.
You will place. And I know because that year we talked about that grand, backing up to Iowa State shoot, Harlan and I went a couple hundred in the shoot-off for doubles, and I don't even remember who won. But when we got to the grand, it came down to me and Harlan and you.
Yeah.
And when Harlan missed, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
because Harlan's tough. I mean,
Oh.
he's in the doubles championship shoot-off tonight,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
You know, and that was one of those deals. And I remember going back out, and you were shooting. That's what I thought. You were shooting quick.
Pretty quick.
And Tim got a pair that kind of moved a little bit, and boom, boom, dead loss. And I just said, all right, you need to do your job, and I broke my
Yep.
20, and it was over.
That's
But
right.
I mean, there's always a champ, there's always a runner-up, and
I
we
think
learned.
we shot off. I had a shot at 3 rings, and Leo,
Yep,
when he set the record that year, I think
992.
I was second. I think with a 990. I believe.
Yes.
And you know, who'd have thunk? You know,
Second-
of all
second-
years I had to pick to shoot a 990. You know,
An
Second to Leo.
RUH runner-up to Harrison
Yeah.
isn't a bad thing. I
Yeah,
have several
well,
of them too, so.
yeah, I'm,
you know.
I'm sure. And it's one of those deals, you know. You
shot great.
You just learn from your mistakes, and I don't know. It's been a good run.
So
Yeah.
I want to go back to the technical side because I mean we've had a lot of people on the show this week, and we've had some
Yes.
entertaining episodes.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this is more of like we've got an all-time great here. We're talking
right.
to you. We're wanting
Well,
to know
you're in the Hall of Fame.
You're in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
and so you don't discredit yourself. You're
Absolutely.
every bit as deserving as anyone. So I want to know, as far as when you were in the prime of your game, what were you doing as far as standardized hold points, point of impact? You know, how were you looking at it? Because we talked about singles were a little slower, handicap was a little more aggressive, doubles was spot shooting and then moving over. But like setup wise, were you shooting a high point of impact gun, or are you shooting guns more like me and Ricky are shooting now? I mean, what was your thought process on everything?
60-40 on my singles, same as my doubles. And it depends on the club I'm at. It depends on what they're throwing. And then when I shoot handicap, I might put in 2, maybe 3 shims.
Washers.
Washer,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
just move it up a little bit. And
So pretty flat gun. in general. I mean,
Yeah.
even with 3 washers in, you might have got to 70-30 or maybe 80-20, but I mean,
probably 80-20.
80-20 is
Yeah.
probably the rough estimate I'm going to suggest.
So
Doesn't matter.
60-40 for singles and doubles, a flatter gun for singles and doubles.
Yeah.
And were you on the house or were you up kind of like a bullard? I mean, what and how much would you change that from day to day?
It depends on the club. I mean, you can go out here and in handicap, I'm down in the house. On singles, right on the lid. Other places, I never get over the top of the lid. I just think if I can see the target, I got a chance. But if you get that gun up in the air and block that target,
You can't see.
can't see it.
You can't see it as soon as you could see it if you're down under the lid. That's what we've talked about a lot is the visibility factor from having that gun pushed out of the way, and that target's the first and only thing you see. You can start cutting after it versus if you're up here, you can be blocking it a little bit.
And a lot of people, when they start breaking a good score, they seem to creep up because they, looking for the big score, and then all of a sudden loss. Oh, yeah, I got to get back down in the house, and then, kind of hits the reset
Well,
button.
it's almost like your body doesn't want to work anymore. You want to get closer to the break point so you don't have to move as much because you're so nervous, and you're just less, and then boom, you mess it up. Versus here and just being patient and making that.
That's right.
So pretty flat gun in general.
Yeah, 60-40
Now,
is
when
very
you say
flat.
it's spot shooting in the doubles, I would say you're holding pretty much at break point. I mean,
Just below break point.
just below it.
Just a little move.
Do a little flip.
I'm actually a little press, I would call it. I'm not actually, lift. It's just more of a body thing.
Yeah,
for me.
because you
It's an in.
stand with your feet closer together.
Yep, and I stand pretty erect.
Right.
Even.
Yeah, because he's straight. Because what Tim and we've shot together. We've shot off a lot. And Tim is more. It's almost like
Yeah.
you just press forward. Just
And
boom.
you really don't see that I'm pressing
No.
until after the shot, and then
Yeah.
you'll see me back up.
Yeah.
And
So for you, where do you feel your power is coming from? Is it from your legs? Is it from your arms and hands? Like what drives the gun for you when you're shooting?
I have no idea.
I mean, you say the
I'm
press,
locked down
right?
to the target, and it's all eyes. If I see it, it's going to happen.
Just move. It's just
Yep.
a move, and you stay connected.
It's all
but I've
muscle-
seen
all
you
muscle
shoot so
memory.
much, and you don't do a lot of hand shooting. Like I've watched Dave Kelly shoot, and he can break a target and do one of these and one of these, and kind of all. And Bullard's the same way. He has that flip ability, the hammer, known as the shadow. But when you lock into the gun and you're in the gun, I mean, it's pretty much just a clean move from the.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people
And
ask me
when-
different things. And it's
when
like,
you
hey,
miss one, you don't have it in the pocket, or
Yeah,
you
that's
might
right.
have peeked a little bit, or
you do something little stupid that we know we shouldn't do,
Yeah.
but it's easy.
Well, or you mount it, it's not right, so you I'm ironclad, I can break this target.
Yeah.
And then the girl says lost to
Then
remind
you
you,
went,
what an
I
idiot
shouldn't have
you
done
were.
that.
Yeah. Pull it down and remount it.
So height wise, like you said, you were changing it up and down based on the club, the variation, the background, but most of the time you were at the house low driving through the target. As far as hold points on 1 and 5, were you on corners? Were you inside the corners? Were you outside the corners? And what was your general rule of thumb looking at that?
I'm usually always on the inside.
Inside.
That's
More
kind of the
towards-
old technique.
More towards the straightaways
Yeah,
and
that-
just working angle. Like Benias used to tell me that all the time. He says, I don't know why guys hold out here or hold out here because then they've got 3 different shots. He said, I always hold for the straightaway more like a Keith Ditto.
more gun movement. That's
More-
that's
That's
bad.
exactly right. And I try to be very methodical, I guess you would call it. Just make the right move, a nice slow move to the
Yeah.
target, and make sure it's the right move. If you, kidding around with Craig Hart,
Yeah.
oh, it's pretty windy out. You sit this one out. You average protector, and it's
Wind
like,
in the face, gun in the case.
You know,
that was
and-
Tim
and-
Meade's model.
when you're shooting really good, if I'm shooting for something, the wind's blowing, I don't care. I'm going to go shoot for it. But if it's for
Nothing.
nothing, I'm not going to go out there and shoot and be all jumpy because it throws me off my pace when I'm shooting handicap.
Your
And,
consistent move.
we shot, the one year we went and shot sporting clays with Craig at the Grand. I think it was here, like the second year. And I was flaring that gun all over the place. I went out the next day in the handicap. I think I broke a 88 or an 87. I was just pissed. But later in the week, I broke some good scores.
Yep.
But you got to learn those things.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that during a world championship. You need to stay at home and do what you're supposed to do.
Well, yeah, I think that, and this was going way back for me, but I remember at my state shoot, we had these big Annie Oakleys at night every night, and so I'd go out and I'd get all excited and shoot these Annie Oakleys, and we'd be shooting targets at 50, 60, 70 yards away, and I'm just like pulling, you're going like hell, and getting lead, you're putting trucks in front of targets at that distance, and that I remember being so upset at myself because the next day I'd end up having this move. And I was like,
that was not good.
That was not the good move,
No.
right? And I'd miss, and I'd be like, man, Zach, you like having fun and doing these other fun shoots and things, but like if you're here to shoot and win, that move is.
Well,
you need to get back to it.
You remember, all the missing outs and
well,
all that.
I was just going to say
Vernal.
that, it seemed like money drove me.
Absolutely.
When Bill and Leanne had that here, I mean, you hang that carrot out in front of me, I'm going to go in the missing outs.
At Vernal, when Bill
Vernal,
used to give out the money,
Man, I'll tell you
40,
what,
50 grand.
I wish I
win.
would have took. That was always my first shoot of the year, so I had my cheek was all sore, my arm was sore. I was putting Desitin on there trying to get it so it wouldn't hurt so bad, and just because I hadn't shot all year. And then you go to that was the biggest shoot for me of the year. Not very bright. I probably should have shot some practice before I got.
But you always shot it good, so I mean, I can't say anything bad about you.
The missing outs were great, and that was the same thing with me. That's what drove us to do that stuff. So
and now I don't
fun.
even. I actually played the money this week in the handicap just to try to see if I could get that
reach
push
up
back.
That drive back a little bit.
Yeah,
or
because
that
otherwise,
edge.
it just doesn't. It's like kind of like shooting practice,
Yeah.
I missed one, But if you got a little money there, it might keep you in the game a little bit. So I thought, well,
that is true.
I'm going to try it. Somebody can use it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, definitely everyone has different gears in their head, things that kick on, and I've noticed that you've always rise to the occasion when there was bigger events with more money in them. I mean, you were always a Calcutta shooter, I would say, a Sunday performance guy from what I've seen. Some guys, that's what they're really good at. Some guys can't handle that pressure, and they're just like, oh, yeah, that's not what I am. But you were always really, really good at that. I guess, for our listeners, we've got a lot of people, we talk technique, we talk hold point, we talk a lot about mental game. What were you doing in those high pressure situations when you're about to break 100 from the 27? You're about to get into the $100,000 shoot off. All of those things. What was going through your mind, or what were you focusing on to get through that and not screw it up?
All right, Trap Talk listeners, we got to take a quick break, and we got to welcome a new sponsor to the show, RGS Board Stripper. It's a great product. Ricky, tell them how they can find it.
Go to their website, rgsguncleaner.com. You can get the 1 8-ounce bottle, free shipping, 2 8-ounce bottle, and you get the 2-ounce travel bottle, and it's free shipping also. Or just get the little 2-ounce bottle for travel.
Yeah, they sent me some of this product, and I used it on my Krieghoff choke tubes the other day, and it got the plastic out like in a minute, and it was super cool and super good. So if you like cleaning your gun, you like eliminating plastic, and you like shiny bores, give them a try for sure. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
Yeah, we'd really like to thank John Weber, the owner, for the support. He's doing an awesome job.
Yeah, we really want to thank John. We appreciate the support of the show. Anybody that supports Trap Talk, you guys need to support them and get this stuff because it's awesome. All right, folks, we got to take a real quick break and acknowledge the official target of the ATA, White Flyer. They've been sponsoring us since the beginning, and they make a great target. What do you think, Rick?
It's the best target in the ATA. Shout out to everybody there, all the reps, Bill Daniels, Josh Taylor, Nick Arnold, Robert Crow, everything they do for the sport and all the shoots. Really appreciate it.
They're always there. They're always trying to make a better target, and they're always supporting the game that we love so much. With that being said,
let's get back to the show. All right, folks, we need to take a quick second and get to a new show sponsor, Big Red Motorsports. Big Red, they're personal friends of mine, Jason and George Lee, and they're also a personal sponsor of mine.
Now, I'll say this. Ricky looked great driving around in that side-by-side. I got some free rides down at Tucson, the Autumn Grand. I think it's awesome that they deliver all across the country, and obviously they love trap shooters, they love trap shooting, and they're doing a great job.
Listen, they got Can-Am, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Triton trailers. Hit them up. We'll take care of you guys. With that being said,
let's get to the show.
I guess I never really had a problem with that. Being a farmer, I dealt with stress all my life. I mean, it was just another day for me. And I never really, the 1 year we shot the challenge, I broke my trigger spring broke on the last shot of the handicap. And we went out there and the cameras are rolling and da-da-da, and I go out there and click. And it's like, and I opened the gun up, and I think Dale Stockdale come out there and took it from me because I was shaking so
bad
because then it kind of set in,
You're shooting for $100,000.
That barrel gets really heavy when you get 100,000 on the end of that. And anyway, I lasted a little while, but it got to me after a while just because of that. And if you're breaking big scores, and I don't remember who won it. I don't think Devin didn't win it that year. I think it was the following years when the spring broke on me.
Devin won it the 1 year, and
the first year.
Dennis Bringleson was second because they both broke 25.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been it has been a long time ago.
Yeah,
but those, and now you talk about being a farmer. Okay, so you farmed all your life.
Mm-hmm.
Family farm.
Yep.
How many acres do you farm?
My son and I, we farm 850 acres.
Wow.
And then,
but you drive a lot of truck too.
I drive
hauling
semi. The corn piles that they pile out.
He just does circles.
It's like Martinsville, but really slow. Short track.
Short track.
Yeah, and then I still do a little. I work for the city of Aberdeen. I do the pigeon control and the gopher control for them. So
Gopher control sounds like a fun job.
Oh, it is.
Hey, if you need a partner, just let me know. I'll go out and go for control.
It's a good gig, and I enjoy it, and I'm my own boss, so I can go do it when I want, and it's working great.
A lot of rimfire.
Yeah, well, you got to trap them all.
Yeah, and there's no shooting them. You're trapping them.
You got to trap them. Yeah.
I want to shoot.
Well, you're in the city limits, Zach. You got to understand. This isn't East St. Louis.
That's what they make suppressors
for. Anyway, this is a good deal, and I enjoy doing it, and the city hires me on, and I'm taking care of that part of it, and it getting more and more people calling me because the other control people can't do what I can do, so they're giving me their clients my cards. So it's working out pretty good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Tim will be at more trap shoots in the future.
The exterminator over
and
here.
There's way more money at it than there's trap shooting anymore.
I bet.
Anything I do anymore, it's got to pay.
Got to pay, or he
it's
ain't
gone.
doing it.
Yeah, it's done. So.
Well, that's awesome, and I do want to touch on the Hall of Fame. We were there for your ceremony. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but for you, how did that feel, knowing that you got the induction, and then how was the night for you?
Terrible. I don't like being in front of that many people. I was like a duck out of water, man.
We could tell.
Oh,
it's okay.
It was bad.
I think you did.
I had a lot of things I wanted
job.
to say, especially about Dean Newman.
Yes.
Because Dean took me everywhere he went, and if it wasn't for Dean, but I got up there and I just drew a complete blank. We shot a lot together. We've been through a lot of stuff together.
And that was cool for you going in the same year together.
Yeah.
And
he was kind of funny because last year he calls me and I'm in bed and he's like, "Hey, Timmy, what?" He said, "Guess who's going to the Hall of Fame next year?" And I said, "I don't have a clue." He says, "I am." I said, "Oh, congratulations, Dean." He says, "Yeah, they're putting some other derelict in there with me too." I said, "Who's that?" He says, "You." There went that night's sleep. I was up all night.
Newman said, "We're going to fix Tim for the 2024 grand."
Yeah, he did.
But that is a cool, because you guys are good friends, and I know you've shot together a lot.
Yeah.
And it is a big honor.
He took me. We went out to Vernal. We shot out there.
Oh yeah.
And went to the down to Stumpy's. We shot down there before we go to San Antonio. And
Stump wasn't here this year.
No.
Yeah, I wish I'd seen him. That's John Hoffman.
Yeah.
Out of Texas. We call him
Stumpy.
Stumpy.
That's where I broke my first 100 down there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice. And that's a cool. But going back to your Hall of Fame deal, it is a big deal. It is kind of tough when you're shooting at the Grand to go in the same time because some people expect you to perform or not or what, and it's one of
maybe
those.
it's in your own head, too.
It is. Oh, absolutely.
You know, for me, I didn't feel that I was deserving of it because everybody that's in there has almost been like a legend to me. And to stand beside that class of people, it's like, maybe it'll sink in someday.
It will.
But it's like, you know, I'm going through the list of stuff to turn in.
Yep.
And it's like, boy, I was a bad boy one time shooting singles. I mean, I had some mean runs, boy.
You were I mean, that's what I mean. And I think people, they forget about how good they were, or they forget, you know, over time what they did. And, you know, I was talking to Steve Smith the other day in the Winnig building, and like right now, I mean, people probably don't know much about Steve Smith, but at the time when he was on, I mean, he was
Mr. Vernal.
He
won all the missing out.
Absolutely.
Mr. Handicap, Mr. Vernal, and if he didn't break a 98 in the handicap, I mean, he was like, I had a bad day today.
I'm gonna throw Steve under the bus. We were shooting, and Steve got a different gun, and he showed up, and it was kind of funny because I don't remember who was all in the squad that year, but I know it was Copsey because he shot right behind Steve, and the trap girl would call lost pair before Steve shot. That's how bad it was.
Oh.
And we were crying, laughing so hard because she was right.
Man, you just ran him over with the bus.
Yeah, I backed over
and drove it.
And then Copsey goes, he says, geez, Tim, I don't know what to do. What should I do? What would you do in this situation? I said, I'd have been gone 2 days ago.
I'd have bailed. See ya.
But it is what it is. And Steve stuck it out, and he shot the whole week.
Oh, he's gaming.
Because
he's a gamer.
But it's like there's people like that, and, you know, that have champions.
That same year, he shows up here, breaks 100 in the handicap.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was the same year.
And I think that that's a good lesson for anyone in the sport, is you're going to have some really rough times. Every one of us has had rough times where our scores were not what we wanted them to be. Or, you know, and like, oh, man, and people are talking about you, and they're saying this and this.
You have a gun that shoots really good. If you buy another one, don't sell the one that you have until you know the other one shoots.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep Betsy one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no,
you don't need the money that bad. Make sure the other one's where it's got to be before you dump the other one.
Yeah, I think that's a really good lesson. But, you know, people, I think, give up. They shoot a score that they're not happy with, or that they're like, oh, this is so embarrassing, I can't move on. Like, imagine if Steve would have just been like, oh, my doubles is so bad, I'm just going to give up and I'm going to quit. And then no, he came back around 100 in the handicap. So you know, it's the get up off the mat mentality in this game. If you want to be good, you have to take your licks and get back up and put it on them.
Yeah, and one of the girls at the I think it was for Trap and Field, when they were interviewing me, they said, what can you give the younger generation? What do they have to look forward to? And I said, you know, if you can shoot trap and get good enough to get a college education, that's the biggest thing out there right now. Don't pass it up.
Yes.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
I mean, I wish I'd have had that opportunity back in the day.
It was the greatest gift of my life because trap shooting opened up.
That's right. You did go to college.
That's right. He did. He learned how to count in college.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4,
All
6.
Drinking beer.
I had a
time and space.
Six-pack, he said.
Zach.
I give these layups for him so he has something that. Otherwise, he can't come up with his own material. I just give it to him, and now he's going to make a shirt, and he'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So it was his idea.
But I just think that's really the only thing that's out there right now, because you know, you see NASCAR drivers, you see professional poker players, professional bull riders,
golfers
making huge money, and then you see somebody like Rick or Matt Bartholow. I mean, you should be millionaires for what you've done.
Yeah, I mean,
or Dagan. Dagan should be multi-millionaire for what he's done the last couple of years, and this sport doesn't quite cut it. You know?
No, if we were playing golf right now, I mean, it'd be equivalent of like a Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler, any of these guys that are just amazing at what they do. And
Number 200, and you're worth $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're us. I mean,
You number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in
can't
this,
go-
and you're
negative.
You're negative $1 million.
You're negative, but it is amazing how that is. But like you said, focusing on using the talent to get an education and then be able to further your life, I think, open those doors, and and that's wonderful information. And Tim, we've loved having you on the show. You're a wealth of knowledge. I know I had to kind of arm wrestle him into this because he doesn't like to talk about how good he is.
No.
And I will brag on him consistently because when I was a kid growing up, he was one of my heroes, and he used to sit there and we'd play hearts at Vernal, and he'd drink about 13 Mountain Dew Code Reds.
They were Code Reds.
Code Reds.
He had
Put me in the hospital.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Shut my pancreas down. I had to.
Who needs a pancreas?
Everybody, Zach. That's one you
Apparently,
can't do
Zach
without.
didn't understand that in college.
You don't need it. It's fine. He's still here.
Yeah.
But I'd love to have you on the show again. I know they're getting ready to shoot the double shoot off right now. They just made the first call, so we're going to wrap up. But is there anything that you want to say, leaving in part? Is there anyone you'd like to thank? Sponsors, people, anything like that?
Federal and Winnig, top drawer type of people. They're going to help anybody out. And they're going to get you fitted at Winnig, and the shells. Like I said, I like to shoot the best shell that I think is out there, and Federal's got it right now. I can put it on them, and I'd like to thank you two. Having this out there for people to hear and see this part of the thing is really good. Good for us. Good for everybody.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
We do.
Thank you, Tim. And, we appreciate you. We appreciate everything you've done. Like I said, you've been a hero of mine since I was a kid. I was always like, man, I get to shoot with Tim Reed. I get to go out there and try and I don't remember ever beating you in a handicap, but I would just hang on I'd grab on that shirt and I'd try to get 1 or 2 birds behind you every day. So
the next episode we'll have to talk about when we were playing hearts in Missouri and you jumped off the golf cart. We'll leave it up for that.
That's the verse 2, episode 2 with Tim Reed. We'll get him on. You heard it here first. Thanks for tuning in this Friday. We're having a successful Grand. It's a lot of fun. Like, share, subscribe. Send us your questions, your comments. Wear your merchandise. Be proud.
Get the new hats.
And come up and say hi. We love talking to you folks. Appreciate everything. We'll see you soon.
Good luck, everyone.
And the Trap Talk podcast is brought to you in part by
RM Shooting Clinics. Have Ricky take your game to the next level. If you want to shoot hundreds, give Ricky a call today. Zach Nannini Financial. We believe in putting people first.